Now then, let's get started, shall we? Hello, everybody! Welcome to class today. I am super happy to see everyone here. It is always nice when butts are in seats in the classroom, which is very good. So, yes, excellent. For those of you for whom it might be your first time here, welcome. My name is Cosmo Bergamot. I am the Dean of the School of Conjuration at the Temevelt Royal Academy for the Metaphysical Arts, where you currently find yourselves today. We are going to play a game that I received as a gift, and as such, have no knowledge about what I have in store for myself. I am to understand that there is a castle of which I am perhaps king. We'll see how well I do in running a kingdom. I have no qualms in saying that I am underqualified for any sort of governing position whatsoever. Don't think a crown will fit over your hat. No, but it certainly could rest on the brim, perhaps. Gosh, now I should have put a crown. I should have made a version where the crown is on the thing. But in any case, shall we get ourselves started by hopping on over to King of the Castle. So, yeah, the thing is connected. I am to understand that that is probably everything that we need to do here, huh? This seems like it's fine. Okay. Have you done the customization? I have, though the customization options at the beginning of the game are somewhat limited. So it doesn't exactly look like me, but we'll work with it, you know? Let's make ourselves a brand new dynasty. The monarch name is Cosmo Bergamot, and this will be Temevelt. Here we go. We'll use he, him for now, though they, them probably also works. He, him is fine. OMG, you look so handsome. It is the gray hair, I think. It is the gray hair. Let us get started. We are going to play on Twitch. Kaboom! This will be the way to do it. King Cosmo the handsome, perhaps not. King Cosmo the idiot. Let's go with it. The sleepy eyes, yeah, I can see how that would be a thing. Twitch extension we have already done, so it should be up already. Choose 3 regions. Let's see. Well, this one looks spooky, and that's fun. The counts are, they got bats and castles and things. Forbidden rituals are also quite good. Let's see. Honored warriors renowned for their pagan religion and prowess in combat. Red and purple seems... Belligerence and fondness for hunting seems like this is more like a fightin' sort of thing. I mean, obviously, Night Gardenia, you know this game a little bit better than I do, but sure, we'll do that one. Honored pagan religion and prowess in combat sort of feels like it might be kind of up the right alley. Impassioned duelists known for their strict adherence to honor, etiquette, and the 9th god. And cleverness, skill in negotiation, ornate masks, that sold it for me. I'm getting big Labyrinth of Jareth vibes. I haven't been to Labyrinth of Jareth in a long time. Your nobles may now join via Twitch chat with the exclamation point join followed by a pronoun. He or she or etc. Players can join mid-game, and their wealth and region are saved in continued games. So let's actually go boom join. And we'll boom like that, so we'll make sure. There we go. Saved in continued games indeed. Okay then. Let's see, we've got Sister Ageha and Good Cross down there already. I expect, yes, there we go. Now we've got three players who are already in. Excellent. I suppose this early in the class, we may have probably that as our good baseline to start with. Let me see if there's any others that are around. No, this seems about right. Enough for a game than it is. Let's get ourselves started. Did the go live messages happen? They did, but I did not do the tag everyone thing because I realized that it's tagging everyone without their permission to do so. So I'm making a new role for that people can opt into tonight after class. But in the meantime, let's see here. The path to victory. Acquire an heir and complete your ambition. Your first reign will likely end in disaster. Amazing, very good. Keep an eye on the region's schemes. Tumblr post. Tumblr post didn't happen because I didn't do it, because I forgot. I also have something of an inkling that my Tumblr reach is not wide enough for that to make a lot of difference yet. But yeah, I did definitely forget to do it. That's fine, though. It's probably okay. Let's see. If they pass all their stages, they'll win the game. Interesting. Be careful of the region's defiant stat. If it's too high, the regions may rebel against you. To win, pass all 3 stages of your scheme. Each stage requires you to get to certain levels. Affected in votes. Okay. Hey, vote is up to you for your blah blah blah. You won't extend if you stop reaching. Yes, but it's how I can give you my reach. It's yeah, that's fair. That's fair, I suppose. Here, I'll throw one down there real quick, like then. If you'll excuse me for half a second there, we're just going to hop on over to then tumblr.com/make-a-post on my blog.html. Here we go. We'll do the link. And the link will be https://twitch twitch.tv/cosmobergamot/come and watch my channel please.jpg. Students, I have no idea how to run a country. Please come help. That will do. This one, this one, this one, this one. And post it. There we go. So, Tumblr thing has been done. Here we go. Click each season. Okay, 3 events per season then. We are in spring of the year 948. He thinks we're gonna help. Now, Knight Gardenia, surely you do not seek my destruction right off the bat, do you? You have 3,000 gold, that's not bad. The path to victory, coronation, and the council introduction. Probably coronation is the way to do this. This is your monarch, the streamer's character. They'll appear in most stories, but not all. These are the kingdom stats, blah blah blah. Game will end if they are at 0. Region stats, which events are generated, okay. If defiance is higher than both authority and stability, a region can trigger a rebellion. This will pause their scheme and is risky if military is low. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Who are the nobles, then? Well, if it isn't Knight Gardenia and her custom avatar. Very nice. Would you look at those? Very good, okay. The Chancellor has got it. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. If I am the king, I probably ought to be giving the orders, but I don't know if I'm really into that. To delay any longer would make the nobles restless, and when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. We wouldn't want that, I suppose. Where's the pink hair? Where's the big hammer? As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. It's my coronation. This isn't an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to be run past a council vote, even this. Shall we call the nobles in? Certain choices will change stats. Some choices that do so will indicate this change here. Ooh. Not all choices that change stats have these indicators, and they do not show the region affected. Hey, if it isn't Miharkula. Miharkula, welcome to class. Go ahead and take a seat wherever you like and take out your notes. Thank you for coming in during your office day. We are playing King of the Castle. If you want to join, you can go !join and then a preferred pronoun, and you will become a noble. Won't that be good? As the upcoming choices, your nobles will vote on. Each of these may change stats in some way. The monarch can change how a vote is run with a law. Interesting. You may use one law per vote. Try using your veto on one option you dislike. When the vote opens, nobles vote using the command !vote followed by the choice letter. So, bang, vote A, bang, vote B, etc. Pronoun, I think it's just the singular. Yeah, just the singular, like !join and a single pronoun. And then I think it will extrapolate from there. And thank you for pinning that, Night Gardenia. I appreciate it. It looks like Miharkula has popped over into the patricians. Excellent work. Nobles vote using that command. Okay. The monarch may close the vote anytime after all nobles have voted or the timer hits 0. What kind of coronation should be held for the king? Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. Okay. Force the commoners to swear a blood oath. This does not sound great. Throw the king into the river. Or the nobles must put on a vast banquet for the king. Oh, Miharkula, are you just listening in on the stream, or is it that you can't see something correctly? Oh, it's mobile. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I feel like we're going to use Monarch's vote for this one. So, A is host a parade. B is force the commoners to swear a blood oath. C is throw the king into the river. And D is the nobles put on a banquet for me. You guys have got 30 seconds or so to do your votes. Excellent. Jugglers and fountains of wine does sound like a good time. !vote and then a letter will get you on that way. It seems that we are split in our decisions here. I might have to use the king's vote. Very well. Voting tied at 1. Let's see how it turns out. Break the tie by selecting one of the options. I, personally, don't really feel like being thrown into a river. That is a punishment that I often use for unruly students. Is tempted to vote B to do a 4-way tie. Excellent. I feel like we should make the rich people pay for it. The nobles must put on a vast banquet for the king. This shows how much the blah blah blah, which stat has been changed and how much. Okay. Farming is now fertile. Farming is now fruitful. Okay. Looks like everyone's farming has gone up, but their wealth has decreased small. New game, new completely to me. I have never played it. It has been out for a while, I am to understand, though. But I have never played. Okay. The nobles spare no expense, and your banquet table groans under the weight of it all. Whole roasted peacock, a boar's head stuffed with swan's tongues, an entire whale turning on it. Don't, what? No, whales are protected species. Okay, fine. It's a meal fit for a king, which is now, you suppose, what you are. Crowning achievement, you attended your coronation. I wonder what would happen if a king did not attend their own coronation. Not to us patricians. Let's see, we've got council introduction and the path to victory. I feel like this one seems like the most likely next. Now that you're king, the first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Your nobles hail from all across the kingdom, the desolate east, the wealthy coast, and of course the bleak march. Desolate, bleak, and wealthy. I feel like my kingdom, like the land on which it stands, just kind of sucks. Alright, well here we go. Counts of the East. Let's see, this would be Sister Ageha's representative. My gender is wealthy. King Cosmo, I suppose it is, but only for this game because that title is awkward and I don't like it. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Highness. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. The Chancellor's very handsome. He's not a bad-looking dude. This one is Cross. I don't know what Cross sounds like, so we'll. A pleasure, Your Serene Highness. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. This is a player who has bought King of the Castle. They can set their customizations, get access to special outfits, and appear more often in storylines. Hail and well met, Your Highness. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. Have a mask. Excellent, yes. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as your nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. I probably should have, if we're being honest. The monarch must acquire an heir and complete their ambition to win the game. A spouse is useful, but not necessary. Complete your ambition before a scheme or rebellion usurps you, or before you lose all authority, treasury, and stability. Let's give it a shot. The Spymaster is cool. Your Majesty, the first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. I don't really want that to happen, but I would cuddle the Spymaster. They seem pretty cool. Let's see. Oh no! To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and prove that you are worthy of the crown by completing an ambition. My question then is this. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? I feel like none of these are as a wizard. Military is definitely a no. Authority is definitely a no. Because this is military and cops, and we know how I feel about those. Farming seems okay. Hey, if it isn't Miss Emmy. Miss Emmy checked the pinned message to get in on the game. Now, familiar. Are we... It seems Familiar has caught wind of something happening somewhere. My deepest apologies. But yes, well, look at that. Now Miss Emmy is part of the Barons. I don't think... I think the only thing that would be good for it is stability. So we're gonna go stability. An admirable aim. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Now that you've played all events, advance the game by clicking End Season. Kaboom! Each region will now vote for one of 3 randomly selected schemes. Schemes are made up of 3 stages with specific stat requirements. Passing all 3 scheme stages places the region's claimant on the throne, winning the game. Yuli of the Menhera Ageha dynasty, well-known former hermit, leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false King Cosmo Bergamot wears the crown. Interesting. What scheme should the counts pursue to overthrow the new king and place their claimant Yuli on the throne? Sorcery definitely seems like a good choice. I mean, if it was me, I would pick sorcery. This one seems like it is your vote, Sister Ageha. Emmy, you have to go !vote, and then your thing. There we go. Ascension. Lower your own faith. Well then, here we go. Cleric time! Time to ascend. Excellent, so it seems that we are going to work for Ascension. The counts plan to induct the king into their secret cult? Oh! The counts plan to induct the king into their secret cult and offer him immortality in exchange for the throne. First, they must reduce the power of the Eastern Church. That tracks. To advance their scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less in 3 seasons. I don't know what your thing is there. Okay, so now we get the Barons, which means that Miss Emmy and Knight Gardenia can vote on this one. Hey, if it isn't Rev as well. Rev, go ahead and take a look at the pinned comment if you want to get in on the game. There we go. Mirtha of the Sharky Emmy bloodline, infamous marcher Hunter, stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. Hey, I see that Rev has joined the patricians. Very nice. When have the barons of the march backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your... Oh, this is a rightful queen. When have the barons of the march backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful queen, on the throne. So now, Ms. Emmy and Knight Gardenia, you guys get to vote on your thing. Intimidation, modernization, or propaganda? One countess, one goddess, one crown. This is like a movie poster for something. This game seems like fun. Well, I mean, you guys get to help run the kingdom. Lower the other's military, huh? Make the kingdom great again. The barons plan to modernize the kingdom's army in such a way that it's totally under their control. First, they must prove the military is in need of reform. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower the other region's military to a combined total of 10 or less in 4 seasons. Hey, if it isn't Play That John, who has joined the Counts. Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Well, excellent. Let's get ourselves going then. Now for the patricians. This is Rev, Cross, and Miharkula. Nyx of the Miharkula family, charismatic former pirate, scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of King Cosmo Bergamot. Something must be done. Now, subterfuge, uprising, or conspiracy? I feel like conspiracy is like the thing that would generally go. So in order to vote, you who are in the patricians will go !vote and then the letter that you want. I must attend to my work, but I trust that Emily will help the barons prosper. I'm sure. Rev is going up for an uprising. Cross goes for subterfuge. This leaves Miharkula, if you are still around. We will wait another few seconds. Perhaps let's go then. Kaboom. The voting has closed. Vote D, all of the above. Okay, so we go for subterfuge then. Excellent. The patricians plan to replace the king's advisors with their own agents. Ah-ha-ha. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. I don't like that. When you have an heir, they will appear on the right of this page. The nobles will vote for the next monarch. The vote is between the 2 regions with the highest combined stats and your heir, if you have one. Interesting. The monarch currently has no heir. I literally just got here. Here you can adopt a new law that alters how voting is run. You'll be able to adopt more once a year at the end of winter. You can only adopt 1 new law at a time and have a maximum of 3 laws to use. Interesting. Nyx is definitely a cool looking character, huh? Let's see. How nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. That sounds interesting. Make an heir already. I have met a grand total of 4 people so far. I don't think any of them is going to be willing to give me an heir right off the bat. Timer is set to 15 seconds and the vote will automatically stop the count. Oh, I see where this is going. The monarch can mark their preferred voting option. If chosen, they gain +1 authority. I can bless your union once you have one. Excellent. Well, I think that one's probably the good one. Here we go. There's a blue button next to the words Noble List. It is gone. The Twitch extension covers it up. Oh, this blue button here, it says Back, which takes us to the stuff about the kingdom. There we go. But we can go to the Noble List to see who is playing, and then we can go to the kingdom here. My authority is at 5, my stability is at 5. The Gossamer Shield. Well, we've got some things happening up in this area then. I think the counts are well on the way to their goal. It seems that they have sort of already done it, yes. So let's maybe go to the Honor Guard. Now that you are king, you need personal protection. Why, I could plunge my sword into your heart right now, could I not? Do I get cocky and challenge him? Is it your imagination, or does your Is it your imagination, or does your marshal stifle a wry chuckle? In any case, she quickly hides it. I absolutely cannot, tell the appropriate genders for this one. It's fine. You need an honor guard to keep you safe from such dangers, Your Majesty. Unfortunately, this is a political decision. What are my options? Each region offers a selection of elite guards. The Counts with the Knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose. That sounds cool, Order of the Drowned Rose. The Patricians with champion gladiators from the arena, and the Barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. You know you want some gladiators. I mean, that does seem good, but in terms of loyalty, I don't think they would be very good for it, huh? They'd be loyal. You could just hire foreign mercenaries. That would do it. Tell me about the Eastern Knights. Check this costume out. What a cool set of colors and such. Just don't name one Spartacus and you'll be fine. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. That might be difficult. They mostly write poems these days. Amazing. Tell me about the gladiators. A gang of low-born crooks who've turned themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable, but can you trust them? No, I absolutely cannot. Tell me about the veterans. These guys look like pretty standard soldiers. These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adapt well to life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. Of course you can trust them. I absolutely cannot trust them. They're literally like sport fighters. A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. What's wrong with sport fighting? Nothing, it's just they are loyal to coin. We've got longer swords than those nerds. Tell me, what do you have to tell me, Knight Gardenia? Oh! Well, thank you so much for helping to pay your fellow students' tuition like you so often do, Knight Gardenia. I rather appreciate it. I am very good for that. Pick the Baron. Are you bribing me? I, a righteous and noble king, and you are coming to me with a bribe? Professor, I also have something to say. Is that so, Rav? That's not a bribe. It's not a bribe. What is it then, Miss Emmy? Because that sure looks like a bribe to me. It's a gift. We all knew behind every great king is an even greater queen advising him. This is probably true. I just think that a nation that supports your rule is one you can trust. Ugh, amazing. It's only a bribe if it's considered not fair and equal. It feels like I'm taking, like, lobbyist money now. Well, let's see what we got. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. The knights, the veterans, or the gladiators? It sets a precedent! Who knows more about swords than me, the knight? This might be true. On the other hand, I could just say I don't need an honor guard. It's already in your account, so you wouldn't want to hurt the Countess' feelings. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. This is hard to do here, huh? Who knows about battles more than me, the monster? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about, yeah. The Eastern Knights, the Knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, have the coolest costume. And that's a big set of plus. The veterans do look like they would know how to actually guard me. Genshin characters write poems, you like Genshin. Oh boy, yeah, you say this is somebody who could talk about the tale of Genji for 12 hours. I feel like Mercenaries is a no. The Coastal Gladiators are maybe like a bigger no. The gladiators will definitely turn and stab me in the back the second that they have the opportunity, because they are all about like doing the bloodshed. The knights feel like they would be a little bit like unaffected, as it were. The veterans feel like they would not fit in well. If you pick the knights, we'll tell you how we drown the rose. Yeah, I can move a little bit over to the right some. Let me just, there we go. There we are. That's how we do it. This is hard to do. If I customize my avatar, will it retroactively change the avatar in this game? I don't know. It's possible. What if I just don't need an honor guard? Your Majesty, I must protest in the strongest possible terms. The nobles will consider this an insult to their warriors' prowess. And more importantly, without an honor guard, you're totally unprotected. Is your life worth so little to you? Alright. I suppose I probably should... Mercenaries are being discriminated because we're honest about the fact we like money. No, the foreign mercenaries are from outside. Rev, you are in the patricians, which means you're the gladiators. Would hate for anything to happen to you, Your Majesty. On the other hand, an order of knights has to be led by like a knight's captain, and they might have ambitions of their own. And the veterans of the march are well organized, and I'm scared of that. We're gonna go for the gladiators. Okay, well that's how we do it. The knights write poetry, so they do. So they do. I feel like the gladiators are least likely to make any big sweeping plans, and would instead just be the type to be like, oh, this is an opportunity, let's sweep in on it. The gladiators arrive a few weeks later. The men are bare-chested and the women underdressed, eager to show off their bodies as much as their weaponry. Just so that I'm gonna actually go to work? Night Gardenia! No! It's fine, you got things to do. They gather behind your throne and begin oiling themselves up. Oh. Well, okay then. I suppose we can let you be oiled. That's not weird at all. Your Majesty. Oh, this is Play That John. Look what kind of pigs you've let in. Ah. This is what you wanted all along. The great tragedy of our time has befallen the East. He ran out of capes! Oh, goodness. They do cut a profile here, don't they? A demon's hatched from the ground, someone died, or you ran out of capes. Worse even than that, I fear. An order of once great knights has fallen into disrepute. It's the order of the Gossamer Shield, Your Majesty. They were once the greatest of the knightly orders to serve the counts. Their virtues were extolled by bards across the land, tales that would make a troll weep. But they've been brought low. They're working as glorified bounty hunters for the coast. This is a stain on the honor of the East. You would not want a shield to be made of gossamer. That is definitely true. Nonsense. This is Rev. Nonsense! Our military has suffered some setbacks recently, so we hired Gossamer Security to keep order. For a pretty penny, I might add. Gossamer Security has been solving the problems we want solved, and kicking the buttocks we want kicked. Drakov's bones! Gossamer Security? How has it come to this? These are knights, not mercenaries, and they need reminding of a little thing called chivalry. Please, your majesty, I beg the council to be reasonable. Set the laws. Should the Order of the Gossamer Shield be recalled and reformed to its former glory? Interesting. Recall it and restore its courtly dignity. Gets us a whole bunch... Let's do this so that we get this back again. Gets us a whole bunch of, like, up and downs of defiance. Less in the way of stability, which I don't exactly like. That's not going to be super great for me. The knights do what they want. We need them to protect us on the coast. Invest in Gossamer Security. Hire the Order to join the Palace Watch. Actually seems like a good idea. And ignore the situation. Let's see. Rev, you in the patricians want... You have done your thing mostly correct. You need to lower the military of the barons down a little bit. There it is. Lower the other region's total military to 10 or less in 4 seasons. So, total military, they're still at 11. Honestly, I would probably join the Palace Watch, if we're being honest. So we're going to select this one. And that will be the Monarch's vote. No, actually, don't do that. We're going to do Monarch's Iron Choice. That's what we would like. And let's see how this turns out. B, since I can't afford C. Well, my treasury is 3,000. I would be the one paying it. So, let's see how it turns out. You all have 30 seconds or so to vote. You go exclamation point vote, and then the letter that you'd like. Well, it looks like my subjects are as loyal to me as I liked. Ha 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 ha. Wonderful. It will make me go slightly broker, but hey, you know. Played that John, of course, interested in the completion of the recalling of the Order. And, yeah, I would have expected Cross to roll in on Gossamer Security. That should be everybody. Here we go. How did we shake out? Hire the Order to join the Palace Watch. When they arrive in the palace, the Knights of the Gossamer Shield turn out to be petty, argumentative, and ruthless, worlds away from Count Play-That John's romantic vision. Treasury goes down, but authority goes up. This is okay. Did the barons not do any of their tasks? The barons actually are good for that right now. Let's see. I said things incorrectly earlier, yes. The barons want everyone else's military to be lower than 10 combined, which is good. The counts want their own faith to be low, and the patricians want to lower my stability to 4 or less. So that was, yes, okay. To defeat the Huns. but they are very, very efficient. On their first day, they catch a thief sneaking into your kitchens and beat him to pulp? Okay. As for your honor guard, they and the order get on well. Certainly they all have very high opinions of themselves. I appreciate this. Listen, if someone's stealing from the kitchen, it means that they're hungry. Let them steal from the kitchen. We've got an invitation. Without a word, Count Play That John hands you a blood-red envelope. It is sealed with white wax in the shape of a skull. This is an invitation to join your secret cult? Is that what it is? Inside is a beautifully written invitation to an event called the Crimson Vigil, due to take place on an autumn night later in the year. I, personally, Cosmo Bergamot, the Dean of the School of Conjuration, would go to the Crimson Vigil in a heartbeat. What is this all about? I can say no more. You must choose whether to accept our invitation or to decline it. Come along, dear. Honestly, I'm going. I will see you next at the vigil, Your Majesty. That, whatever that thing is, it sounds awesome. Little boats and stuff. Alright, well, let's see how this turns out. Boom, end season. Nobles can use their wealth to bid on any building in any region, each of which affects a stat. This is done through an auction where only the 2 most funded buildings are chosen. When the auction is open, nobles can fund with the following command. !fund A X. So, !fund the letter you want and the number you want. Okay. Well. Okay, so use the command !fund XY, where X is the character code, A, B, C, D, E, F, and Y is the amount you're pledging. Does this happen now, or do I have to start the auction first? I think I have to start... There it is. Okay. Now do those things. Fund E, a prison for 400. A prison, huh? Observatory, faith goes down. That's not bad. It sure would be cool if we could have, like, stability up. I do like the fact that we can get the stability up, but, like, man, prison doesn't sound like it's very fun for me. So currently, the only 2 buildings that are being voted for right now will both be funded, the prison and the observatory, unless somebody does something else with the other 4 for more than 500. Let's see how it turns out. If you don't want people being beaten to a pulp, then we need a prison? No, what we need is social services. Okay. So, we got an observatory and a prison. Biggest contributor, reverse cards. And Sister Ageha, very good. That guy kept calling himself 24601. Well, okay, so we get these 2 then. His name is Jean Valjean. Amazing. A prison brings stability down. It does, and I don't like that, because this means that all of you have done your thing. And that's not super great. Suspicious Nights, the Crimson Vigil, or Finding a Spouse. Let's go to do that. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, even the spy master. But there's one person you can't avoid, your mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. But mother, I don't want to get married. I've been busy.
Nonsense! A king cannot rule alone. Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind?
I'm not interested, thank you.
My dear, who said anything about love? This is a royal marriage. Just tell me what manner of candidates I should find. You can always say no after you've had a look at them.
Ugh. Fine. Professor is getting busy. Whammon. I mean, anyone is fine, I guess.
Excellent. I'll send out the messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer.
Let's find our professor a cute maiden. Fine. You just need a fine mom. Suspicious knights. We've been getting a lot of stuff with knights in it. You remember we hired those Eastern Knights to join the Palace Watch, the Order of the Cobwebbed Seal. You remember we hired those Eastern Knights to join the Palace Watch, the Order of the Cobwebbed Seal or whatever. Something's up. They're flashing far too much cash, considering what we pay them. One of them has bought their horse a full set of gold teeth. Knight Gardenia is pleased. They are vain and conceited. Why, one of them claimed she could beat me in the arena if we fought. The nerve! As you see, they're not fitting in, but they are doing a great job keeping order in the city, and they're asking for their own barracks to keep them separate from the rabble. Oh, most pleasing. That sounds like a good way to honor our fine order. Some choices have uncertain outcomes called challenges. These can either be random or based on a stat. The percentage shows the chance of success. Build a new wing of the palace for the Gossamer Knights. Refuse to coddle them. Investigate where they're getting their funds. Or pay count that John. Pay count play that John. There it is. To teach them about chivalry. I don't have a ton of money. It does feel like I should investigate where they're getting their darn money, because if they are stealing, like, I hired them, I'm paying them already. If they're stealing more money, then it just means that, like, maybe their wages are too low. Teach them chivalry, they're too unruly. I feel like, yeah, we need to... Okay, so I'm going to say this one. If you guys all... Well, no, because then my authority is going to get far too high. And I don't want to be authoritarian. On the other hand, that is the one that I would do. Alright, your vote is up. Exclamation point vote. A, B, C, or D. On the other hand, like, I do kind of feel like it's like the refuse to coddle them sort of like, no, deal with it. I hired you, I'm paying you. You are here to do your job just because you don't like some of your co-workers. Is anyone else coming in? Just want them to stop misbehaving, honestly. Well, maybe if we find out where they're getting their funds, we can fire them if they're stealing. Alright, let's see what we can do. Authority challenge failed, huh? Your spy master makes inquiries. Unfortunately, the palace staff are more afraid of the Gossamer Knights than you. Huh. Well, worry deepens into paranoia throughout your household. You can only hope that the spy master finds something soon. Well, that didn't work out. Let's go to this secret cult meeting. The Crimson Vigil takes place in a bleak castle atop an eastern hill. Your journey takes weeks and your baggage train keeps getting stuck in bogs. Guests at the Crimson Vigil compete on who can dress in the most ghoulish and frightening costume. What did you dress as? Just my normal clothing. A ghost in tattered clothing draped with clanking chains, a demon with horns, cloven hooves, and red skin, or a dragon with gem-studded wings and a golden tail. Should have taught them table manners, honestly. How dare. I feel like the ghoulish and frightening thing is ghost. As you're assembling your appearance, Count Play That John sweeps in, dressed as a living corpse. Welcome, welcome. A very spooky costume, Your Highness. I like it. Please remember to stay in the upper levels. The dungeons are out of bounds. I'm the king. I can do what I want. Perhaps His authoritarian majesty should send his spy master to investigate the party-goers. I mean, honestly, I probably should. In the ballroom, you find the counts gathered, all dressed up as frightful monsters. Wolfmen, pumpkin-heads, witches. A waiter glides past, holding a tray of canapes. A pianist plays a mournful tune. The Crimson Vigil begins at midnight. What role will you take? A mourner, or are you willing to portray a hound of the betrayer? Interesting. What is that? Surely you are familiar with our customs, Your Majesty. If you are unsure, you should stick to being a mourner. Do you not have a more prestigious role you can offer me? This sounds like the Chase of Chains. The most prestigious role is the King in Exile, but that is usually reserved only for counts who have been attending the vigils for many years. Well, I don't want to step on their toes. I will play one of the Hounds of the Betrayer. Here we go. The counts gather. After Count Play That John delivers a short speech about remembering the old ways, a flaming crown is placed upon his head. I will be playing the King in Exile this evening. The Hounds of the Betrayer will try to catch me, but fear not. I am swift as a falling star and old as the hills. Let's get him, then. Play That John runs down the corridor, flames licking behind him, and you give chase. A dozen other Hounds of the Betrayer run alongside you, howling and yipping enthusiastically. Somehow, despite the silly costume and massive flaming hat, Play That John is quick on his feet. Catching him won't be easy. I've got a 60% chance. Please do not steal the icon of Ravenloft. Well, 60% chance, let's go get him. Oh, we got him! Despite your heavy chain slowing you down, you grab hold of Play That John and drag him back to the circle of mourners. The ceremony concludes with a mock execution and a bottle of very expensive red wine spilled over Play That John's head. Amazing. God, this feels like the kind of party that rich people throw. After that, the music is more cheerful. The counts dance and chat long into the night. At dawn, you board your carriage and begin the long journey back to the capital. Why is my authority so oppressive now? I need to get rid of some of that. This seems like a baller party. It certainly does, right? Okay, this is bad. I need to not be so high up in the authority here. Here you can set different levels of tax or bribes for each region of your kingdom, potentially punishing some while rewarding others. Balance the needs of your treasury against defiance changes. Cosmo, you didn't listen. Do not catch him, that's against the spirit of the vigil. Well. I suppose that's true. If a region's defiance is higher than both authority and stability, they can rebel. All nobles gain wealth here, but one region gains extra wealth with a trade bonus. Regions with a higher trade stat are more likely to get a trade bonus. The Baron's new hot cakes are selling like sliced bread, making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. I feel like it's probably fine through all of this to just do the normal taxes. Perhaps it is time the counts feel that some wealth is returned. This is true. This is true. I'd sure love some bribes. I mean, everyone has gained some money just now. What I feel like is a smart thing to do. I mean, the patricians' defiance is at 0 right now, which works out. We surely don't need to be bribed for we are loyal subjects. That's what I'm talking about. See, Miss Emmy knows what's up. Let's just leave it at the normal tax the whole way through. I think that's what we will do, is we will normal tax the whole way through so as to be as even as possible. And so that I don't go completely broke. Okay. That works out. Throws the professor's tea in the river? Excuse me? Listen, I was doing my best to make sure that everyone is as equal and equitable as possible. On the other hand, treachery revealed. Such outlandishness. Hang him.
You recall the latest addition to the Palace Watch, Your Majesty? The Order of the Gossamer Shield. They wanted us to build a barracks in the royal palace so they wouldn't clash with the rest of the staff, and they had a little too much cash to splash.
We would be more loyal if the king honored our traditions. Listen, I was invited to this Crimson Vigil, and I am the king. Is it not interesting to watch the king chase down your noble?
They've been passing information about your activities to the Gaunt of Tavalin.
The who? At least he didn't go in the basement. I didn't. I mean, you said that they were off limits. I didn't want to step that far over. The who? It's the Tavalinese spy network. Very mysterious, not as shadowy as me, obviously, but their tentacles are everywhere.
The Gaunt have already leaked some of your more embarrassing secrets. They'll keep undermining you unless you do something.
See, this is fine. I'm okay with that. I think the Spy Master is probably my favorite, NPC so far. When you bring this discovery to the council, shock ripples through the chamber. Play that John gasps in horror.
Please, your grace, this must all be a misunderstanding. No knight of the East would dream of betraying their king so cruelly.
Execute them and counterplay that, John? Absolutely not. Execute the treacherous knights or put them in prison. We are going to veto the ability to execute play that, John, because that's less cool. You guys get to decide whether we execute them, which I hope we do not, or put them in prison, which is my preferred choice there. Here we go. Show us what you've got. Either execute them or put them in prison. Exclamation point vote A or exclamation point vote C. Wow, people going for blood. Emmy and Rev up here being like, nope, we are very strictly going for the throat. But it seems there are some more level-headed and reasonable followers in my nobles. Betrayal needs to be punished by death? Well. Here we go then. We are putting them in prison. You have the knights hauled away in a most undignified fashion and tossed into the palace dungeons where they can't bother anyone. Out of sight, out of mind. Rev the plan. I know the plan, but also murder. For their part, the counts are relieved that you were merciful. There we go. There's no defiance really at all. Costly crossbows. Well, well, if it isn't Lord of Mars. Welcome to class, Lord of Mars. Go ahead and take a seat wherever you like and take out your notes. Let's see where you have been put. Lord of Mars, you're in the Barrens now. Excellent. And it seems that you are also experienced with the game. Wonderful. As you're walking beside the palace parade grounds, a crossbow bolt whizzes past your head and shatters against the wall behind you. Baron Lord of Mars 1 approaches. Excellent. Out of breath and waving frantically, they have a sleek, fancy-looking crossbow nestled in one hand. Great God, your majesty! I nearly took your head off! Tell me in 5 words or less why I shouldn't have you executed. Oh, goodness. Point that thing somewhere else. Sorry to scare you. I just wanted to show you this crossbow. Can shoot 3 bolts a minute and punch through Ashmodean armor at 500 yards. Beautiful, isn't she? Trouble is, to achieve such accuracy and power, she needs to be crafted from spring wood. Out for a walk. It grows only in the forests of the coast, and those coastal blackguards charge exorbitantly for it. What does this have to do with me? The barons of the March are guarding your borders, your highness, and yet we can't afford to buy the weapons we need. If you want to keep your kingdom safe, the patricians must stop price gouging. Your August Majesty, this is outrageous. These barons just want a bargain. Well then, put a price cap on it, order the patricians to send springwood for free, refuse to limit the free market, or plant a springwood grove in the march. How is our farming doing? It's pretty darn high. Monarch's vote says we're going to plant a springwood grove. Hey, it's Miss Aoi. Hi, Miss Aoi. Check out the pinned comment to see how you can get involved in the game. We've got quite a few people going on. Yep, okay, here we go. D is beneficial for all and doesn't cost. Okay. So, exclamation point, vote, and then your preferred A, B, C, or D. I would prefer D if you are looking for something. It could be extra beneficial for me, says Rev. Excellent. Yeah, it's gone, but I'm gonna make some food and watch from my computer after. You can use exclamation point join and then your preferred pronoun, he, she, or they, to join the game. So like exclamation point join she would get you in the game. I've got 5 votes out of the 7 that have been here for a little while. Well, we've got 8 now because of Lord of Mars. That's true. Okay, well, here we go. Let's give it a shot. What happens if you join? You get to vote in the polls and things that are happening. You can try to subvert yourself into being the king, that kind of business. It's pretty fun so far. But in the meantime, boom, here we go. Let's see if we can 50-50 this grove. What did we do? Did we get it? Hey, we succeeded! Excellent! Look at that! A few weeks later, a wagon load of springwood seeds arrive in the march. They're planted in the painstaking rows outside Baron Lord of Mars 1's estate, tended by their best farmers. Why don't I have a cool shiny banner like Night Gardenia and Lord of Mars? Because those two have bought this game. Hey, look at that! Ms. Aoi is part of the Counts now. Very good. It did take quite a lot of money, it looks like. That is less than great, but okay, fine. Despite the march's stony soil and bitter weather, the seedlings sprout up under the farmer's tender care. Soon, the barons have a steady supply of springwood for their fancy crossbows and providing an absolute menace to society. Oh boy. Ha-ha! Take that! Whoops, sorry, Archbishop. I'm sure any good tailor can patch that hole out of your hat in a jiffy. The springwood trade of the coast suffers as a result, but with prices driven right down. But then that's just the free market in action, isn't it? My screen is too small to read, but I'm purple, I'm happy. This is true. Ugh. Well, I guess we've got to go deal with the people that my mother has grabbed us. Oh, hang on, let's go back to this. Here we go. See now, basically everyone is pretty darn loyal to me right now.
I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely, you'll be securing a powerful alliance.
What if I don't want to marry any of them?
That's a decision that can wait until after you've seen them, isn't it?
Your mother leads you to the Great Hall, where she's arranged 3 portraits on easels. I have the hiccups. That's not great. We're in the middle of stream right now. I would love to not have the hiccups anymore. I don't even get to meet them. I am a fish.
There's no time for sentiment. You just need a match that befits your station and suits your political needs.
You are not a fish, Cosmo. I don't know if that has ever worked before, but I mean, I'll take it. If it works, it works. She whisks away the cloth from the first portrait.
This is Desmond, the eldest son of the Eastern Aoi dynasty. According to the counts, he's a little naive, but that may just be compared to the utter ruthlessness of the Eastern courts.
He looks like a vampire. Get behind that.
He had a laboratory installed in his castle and spends most of his time there, conducting bizarre experiments. He got in some trouble with the Inquisition a while ago, but it didn't come to anything.
Intriguing.
From the coast we have Aurelia, the wealthy heiress to noble patrician crossplanar cleric's estate.
Drink this. Yeah, he's a mad scientist. This is what I'm talking about.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition! Among our greatest tools.
She's always getting
herself into trouble for some reason or another.
This sounds pretty up my alley.
She loves to go hunting, which isn't a common hobby among the patricians, and she's recently been campaigning to improve living conditions in the coastal slums.
I like that. That's a good...
And finally, we have the March's offering. Matthias, scion of the prestigious Lord of Mars 1 bloodline. A typical baron, really. Loud and brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow.
Yeah, the crossbows that we just spent a bunch of money to give you guys.
He was high up in the army training the troops, but was dishonorably discharged for some reason.
I don't exactly like that idea.
What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance.
We don't talk about that. Honestly, Aurelia seems to be the right one. Because she's, like, actually trying to improve conditions for people. I feel like that's the right choice for us, because if we're gonna do this out of politics, then they want someone who's gonna, like, try to make the kingdom better and not just go out and shoot foxes or whatever. I have made my decision. I refuse to marry any of them. Defiance is so low right now that it should be pretty fine no matter what. We're going to take Aurelia, I think. Ah, Sister Ageha, you missed the 3 choices for my spouse. There we go. This is not the best, but we'll go with it. I missed the courting. Well, you missed my mother showing me 3 portraits and begging me to take one of them. He selected against our candidate. I did take the patrician candidate because they are actively trying to make their part of the kingdom better. But hey, did any of them send you flowers? I can buy myself flowers. Write my name in the sand. But the artificer, that was very interesting. In a tiny village far to the east, 2 counts meet in a derelict tavern. No one even dares glance in their direction. Oh, this is Countess Ageha. Another priest left my estate today. He said there was no sense preaching to the truly lost. I've heard the same across the east. We are no longer trapped under the church's thumb. How long do we have to keep our goals? All 3 of you have finished your goals this round. Now we must not falter. If the king grows proud, we can offer him the ultimate reward, immortality. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must raise authority, crud, to 5 or more in 4 seasons. I am playing right into the count's hands. Boy, oh boy. This is not working out well for me. Anchored a few miles from the sunny coast, Lord Patrician Miharkula has invited his closest confidants aboard his yacht. Given the recent turmoil... Oh, this is Rev. Given the recent turmoil, the council is calling for the king's inner circle to resign. That's what you get for chasing the king in exile, I suppose that's true. Ah, boy. We need to increase the pressure. If the king's in a weak enough position, he's got no choice but to bow to our demands. No more interfering spy master. No more marshal or chancellor or treasurer. A whole new inner circle, all made up of patricians. Hey, Pandy! Welcome to class. Go ahead and take a seat wherever you like and take out your notes. Check out the pinned comment to see how you two can be, involved in the game. Is that really how you hear me? Is that how everyone thinks my voice sounds like? No, I'm just trying to go for, like, vaguely monstrous. For the next stage of their For the next stage of their scheme, the patricians must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. That seems less likely. Is our scheme getting rid of the other NPCs with cool designs? Welcome back, Ms. Aoi. Glad to see you. And... By royal decree, we can tweak the laws governing other council votes. You can't pass more than... Yeah, that's fine. We have our work cut out for us. You certainly do. Golden Choice does seem pretty good. Let's see, what did we just get? Pandy is now in part of the counts. Excellent. Why aren't the barons scheming? Indeed. By next season, so they have 1 more season to do it. This... If the nobles vote for the monarch's choice, they gain 500 personal wealth. That actually is very good, because I'm essentially bribing them. Time to undermine Cosmo whenever possible. Yeah, let's do this one. Nobles must vote for their least favorite option, and the option with the least votes will pass. Interesting. I like that one, but this one I can bribe you guys to do stuff. Is your gain to authority when we agree with you still in effect? Only if I use that law. We're going to adopt this one, and we're going to get rid of the authority one, I think. Oh, hang on. What? Did I mess this up? Shoot. Did I mess it up? I want the golden choice. I might have borked that. Blast. Do I indeed have it now? Okay, excellent. I am glad that I did it correctly. Wonderful. So we've got the royal wedding, we've got a plague of rats, and we've got a new trend. Let's go down into the coast and see what's going on.
Lord Patrician Miharkula is here to see you, Your Majesty. He wants to sell you, a crab.
Of course he does.
It's the latest trend among the coast, Your Majesty. The patricians have started keeping a species of jeweled crab as a fashionable pet.
Kinda don't want to buy the game? Don't buy it if you don't feel like it. The crabs.
The creatures are so rare that one can now sell for as much as a mansion.
Send him in. What does Miharkula sound like? Crab's the ultimate life form. Ferrets will be in style.
Thank you for seeing me, Your Majesty. I know the price is steep, but I assure you these crabs will only go up in value.
I don't have the money for this right now. This feels pretty rough. Yeah, it's 1,000 gold pieces that would go directly to Miharkula's treasury. For a box of crabs. I don't think I can do it. I'm sorry, Miharkula. It's not that you are a fool, it is simply that I cannot afford your crab habit right now. Your crabbit, if you will. Crabs. Honestly, what is this kingdom coming to? Your lordship, I'm told in some lands people pay to get rid of crabs. Oh, goodness. Let's do the Plague of Rats, because I want to do the wedding as last as possible. Baroness Knight of the Garden! Hello, Knight Gardenia. Strides into the council chambers, distraught, waving a dead rat by its tail. Can I do a Gardenia impression? The fields and barons of the... it's gonna be a little... The fields and barrens of the march are overrun by vermin, and we've no more poison for these horrible things. We can't cope anymore. It even looks like Aster. Well, yes, she bought the game and did her customization. I don't have a good Knight Gardenia impression. What a crabby idea. Take that rat and go. The march can handle this alone. Deliver a supply of rat poison. Send them a shipment of cats. Or hire some adventurers. It feels like the cats would be the way to do it, but it costs me money that I don't have. And Sister Ageha, of course, is right. The first two are chancy. The cats could become invasive. On the other hand, everyone likes cats unless you're allergic to them. Let's do this. We're gonna do cats. I'm allergic to cats. We can afford a hit to farming, though. I mean, everyone's farming is decent right now. But your farming specifically is at 6. I have a desire to get this game and get the customizations. By watching you get drops as well, if that's a thing that you are interested in. I think maybe... No, let's do cats, because I don't want to leave them on their own. I already did. Excellent. Okay, time to do some voting. If you vote for C, you get money. It's exclamation point vote, and then the letter that you like. I would love to be able to hire some adventurers, but unfortunately I do not have the kind of cash for that. I barely have the kind of cash for sending them cats to begin with. Well, we will see how it turns out. That's 7 out of 10. Seems about right. We'll give it another couple seconds. Here we go. How does it turn out? Think of all the level 1s that need D. Honestly. Baroness Knight of the Garden bows to you deeply. I can't thank you enough, Your Majesty. No, that doesn't sound like her at all. Oh my god. You send a caravan of cats over to the march. By the time they reach their destination, they're both hungry and very angry. The perfect rat-catching mindset. I believe that's the first quest in Candlekeep. Wait to hear what happens. Soon, the rats are gone and most households in the march have a very satisfied cat guarding their food. You hope kittens don't become a problem. You are super loyal, and also we got the success on the challenge. What will you do with the cats? You guys can have them as pets. It seems like that's working out now. Okay, let's go do a wedding. Your wedding to Aurelia is, naturally, the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. I am being forced to get married, basically. My mother told me, you must. Let's build a cat army. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon you're standing in St. Bertrand's Castle with Aurelia at your side. I've changed my mind. I can't do this. Do you take this woman? This is Archbishop Sister Ageha. If I don't produce an heir, I lose the game. Like, pretty much, I can't win it. Don't do it. The authority you'll gain. It's true. I do have a really high authority right now, and I don't like it. Vote B. We can't. You flee from the cathedral, leaving the guests and the archbishops in stunned silence. You fled your wedding and left your betrothed at the altar. I'm sorry, Aurelia. I'm so sorry, Aurelia. Well, this is awkward. Anyone else wants to marry me instead? Aurelia looks critically over the guests as though seriously making an offer. Alright, everybody, looks like the wedding's off. Let me take this opportunity to deliver a sermon. You run until the muttering of the crowd is lost to the winds. Looking around, you find yourself in the palace gardens. Sitting on a bench, you try to compose yourself. When you look up, you see your mother watching you sympathetically. Oh, my 9th god! Oh, goodness. The achievement sound.
I won't ask why you did it. I'll just ask, what do you plan to do now?
I will marry my true love, a lowborn commoner. I want to live a life of chastity in honor of the 9th god. Or marriage would suffocate me. I plan to enjoy my reign. That's the way to do it. My true love. No, I plan to enjoy my reign.
You always were an unruly child. Your days of hedonism are behind you now, no matter what you think. You're supposed to be a king,
and as the king, I can do what I want.
Kings don't have the luxury of freedom.
Ready to kingle. You chose to remain single throughout your reign. Amazing. All right. Let's end this season, see what the stuff that happens is, and then we'll take us a little break. Amidst dark and foreboding forests, a small, squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There, at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Ha! The kingdom's what would Emmy sound like? I need to, like, talk through water. Ha! The kingdom's militaries are in shambles. Those pathetic weaklings couldn't fight their way through a field of rabbits. Oh, that's getting a little dangerously close to, like, an official from Genshin Impact. Can I even... Ha! The kingdom's militaries are in shambles. Those pathetic weaklings couldn't fight their way through a field of rabbits. I've drafted the reform proposals as planned. The council will be more than happy to follow our lead. Why do I look like a male ginger? I mean, if you want the customizations, I guess you have to buy the game. Good. I've decided, by the way, Miss Emmy, that your voice is the voice official from Genshin Impact. Good, but we must ensure they don't get skittish. The kingdom must be stable for our proposal to work. I need to get food. What should I eat? Oh, we know. Sister Ageha, do you have like a burger place available? Maybe you could get them to do like a grilled cheese, like a bunch of cheese on the bun, maybe with mushrooms and grilled onions. Grand, a calm before the storm. For the next stage of the Baron's scheme, they must raise stability to 5 or more in 2 seasons. I could do a burger. I did pizza the other night. Just ate raclette cheese with tortilla. Man, though, grilled cheese with mushrooms, so good. So we have to raise stability up a little bit, which is good. I want that. Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming to... Oh, this is the spy master. The Congress provided a rather unsatisfying mushroom sandwich. Ooh, tacos actually would be good as well. The monarch currently has no heir. Perhaps I will have to find an heir. Maybe I can adopt one. Bankruptcy looms? A petitioner from afar and plague ship. Well, you didn't even get to feast at the banquet. It's true, I left because I had cold feet. I want the professor's grilled cheese. It's true, I did make a grilled cheese for Ms. Aoi once. There's air everywhere, just take some of that. It's one of the 4 elements, Your Majesty. This is true, this is true. Hey everybody, this is a good time for us to hop on over to the possibility for a break. Let's go ahead and go to the canteen downstairs where you can get a cup of tea or a snack of some sort. Don't forget also to go to the bathroom, take some medicine if you need to take medicine, and this is the way to do it. I am so sorry, good cross, that your precious Aurelia was jilted at the altar, but I simply cannot abide it. But yes, let's go ahead and do this. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Now then, let's get back to it, shall we? Welcome back, everybody. I hope that your break was productive and that you got everything that you needed out of it. I am quite happy with my break. I have a bottle of Mountain Dew, a soda that I have not drunk in many years, and which I found at the local grocery. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Lord of Mars. I really appreciate that. It is super cool of you. Very nice. Mountain Dew? I got some myself. Did you, Sister Ageha? Very good. And Ms. Aoi, there we go, going in with the ability to leave the house later. Isn't that just the best? No, I really appreciate it. It's super cool that everyone is doing it. Poiton? Poitin? I don't know how to say the I with that accent over it. But yes, it is Mountain Dew, and it is a thing that I have not done in a very long time. I mean, we haven't been in the United States where Mountain Dew is like a staple for a very, very long time now. But I found a bottle of it. Poitín. It's Irish moonshine. Oh, it's an Irish... Yeah, Poitín. Yeah, that would make sense. Time for the king to get hype. Time for the king to probably get a tummy ache. But let's find out. Bankruptcy looms. Is that so? The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. What do you suggest we do? Apart from raising taxes, we have precious few options. You could get a bank loan or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. Make more coins? Feels like that's a bad time. Take a loan from Salvant and Gal. Stability goes down, defiance goes up, treasury goes up. I mean, they're dead. They're not using it anymore. That seems to be about the way we do it, no? They're not dead? Well, the tombs are, you know, they're not using it. They're definitely, yeah, I think we're gonna go tombs. See, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. That buried gold isn't doing anyone any good, is it? Time to desecrate some graves. That's what I'm talking about. But Aoi said, the chat blocks the options. The chat down in the lower right hand corner, down in this area here. You're such a bad person in this game. I mean, yeah, probably. But like, as an adventurer, I have been to and taken the treasure from quite a few, pretty big, crypts. The lower left chat blocks the bottom left option. That is how the layout of my overlay is right now. I might have to fix that later. But in the meantime, it's so heretic, it's revolting. Not everyone is as practical as your treasurer, however. The church denounce you as a grave robber. Kinda don't care about the church. Nobles and peasants alike are disgusted by your greed. Stability goes down. Defiance goes up. Now this is dangerous. But it's probably fine. It's probably fine. Let's see, we've got the petitioner from afar. Let's go and see what this is all about. This guy, what is it? Your Majesty, there is a petitioner here to see you today. We're not exactly sure where she's from. What does she want? You'll see soon enough, Your Majesty. Well, hello, sailor.
Greetings.
I've already used that one.
Greetings, Your Majesty. My name is...
now I just went into Jester from Critical Role.
Greetings, Your Majesty. My name is Orid. I have a proposition for you.
Where are you from?
Distant shores, Your Majesty.
What about a French accent? We can perhaps try our best. I see a few schemes have advanced. Some things have happened. That is for sure.
I prefer to keep my exact origins a secret.
Who are you?
I am but an humble ship's captain, once of great renown, but that was a different time.
Not a pirate, then?
No, Your Majesty, never would I countenance the thought.
Tell me more.
3 ships are docked in an harbor to the west. Their holds are packed to the gills with muskets and gunpowder, and they each boast a full battery of cannons. They are all yours in return for a small favor.
Muskets to small furry animals? Yeah, I don't have a very good fake, like, over-the-top French accent, unfortunately. What is this favor?
I only wish to stay in this kingdom with your blessing and protection. I can show your soldiers how to use the weapons, of course, to avoid any accidents.
The king jilted. No, listen! I couldn't possibly have married somebody that was arranged for me. Come on. Got the game and customized your character because you look like a male ginger. I am sorry. Grave robbed money from the former king. Yeah, well, they're not using it.
All right, what did you do? I don't know what you mean, Your Majesty. I simply wish to keep my dealings private. You will forgive me, I hope.
Deliberately chose not to choose a loved one. Yeah, it's because I don't... Like, that's not my thing. Provide safe harbor for Oread in exchange for muskets. Reject Oread's offer and send her away, or confiscate the weapons and take her prisoner? Absolutely not. I gift sub bribe the streamer into marrying someone from my country. He provides for you. Okay, so we are going to veto the opportunity to take her as prisoner. That we do not want. I would like to provide safe harbor for her because she looks rad. I know it's gonna go military up and everything, but well, everybody, go ahead and knock in for your votes, A or B. Honestly, I would bring her in even if it would bring me closer to losing the game, which it seems like it's going to do, because she looks rad. We all love Oread. I think we all love the thing that's going to happen, that's for sure. Alright, here we go. Oread is cool as heck. It's true. Let's see here. Here we go. Oread and her weapons provide most useful in the coming months. She and her crew train your officers as promised. Oread demonstrates by puncturing a metal breastplate at 500 yards. The council clearly made the right decision. This is troublesome. This is troublesome because high military plus defiance, I need to make sure that either my authority or stability goes up one because it's gonna be kind of rough. But there's also a plague ship, huh?
The Royal Navy has stopped a ship in harbor at Thalassus, Your Majesty. It's a merchant vessel from Danaea, and the crew have come down with some kind of plague. The captain refuses to go home, saying his crew need food and medical attention before offloading any cargo.
Hey, it's Rev.
That ship is
Actually, let's change up Rev's voice every time they show up, I think. Hey, if it isn't a new student, Aegon Rovey, thank you so much for coming and following. Go ahead and join the classroom. Take a seat wherever you like. Take out your notes. Absolutely wonderful. Oria just asked herself insert. Don't worry about it. No, not at all. Absolutely not. Well, thank you for the follow, Egan. I really appreciate it. Where did we put Egan? Oh, you've been put into the patricians, I see. Well, excellent. Let's see. Rev's voice.
That ship is carrying fine silks and rare dyes worth thousands. I don't care what happens to the crew. We need to secure those goods.
Tell me more.
The infective have high fevers, oozing pustules, uncontrollable vomiting. Sounds like creeping scourge, which bumped off half the kingdom a few centuries ago.
How are we the smallest faction? Well. None of these are good. Because what I would love to do is allow, like, send Doctor over there and, like, fix them up and then, like, allow them to do the thing. Quarantine the ship but take the goods. Probably the way to do it, huh? Alright, I'm gonna do this one, and we'll do this. Quarantine the ship but take the goods. We should go for A? No! Everyone in the kingdom's going to die if they get this stupid plague. Show me what you want here. Let's see how it goes down. Now remember, if you vote for B, it's like me bribing you with 500 gold pieces. I still get my objectives done. I suppose that's true, Rev. Thank you for coming and visiting with us, Ms. Aoi. I really appreciate it. Oh, okay. We're just gonna, like, straight up throw it, huh? Okay, I mean... I'm gonna give it another 10 seconds or so. Can you hover over my name? It seems like maybe it has not updated correct yet. But then again, I don't think it has done it for Sister Ageha either. Next time it will. That's fair. I can also just close the game up and then load it back up again, but I probably don't want to do that. Portraits don't update mid-game. That makes sense. Okay, well, this looks like it's what we've got. Voting tied at 4, which means that I get to choose. Defiance goes up, which puts this in a bad place. We're gonna try the quarantine.
Hey, we did it! Look at that! We did it!
Amazing. The dyes and silks are carried into port, much to Lord Patrician Reversed Card's satisfaction. The crew are left to wait out the infection on their ship. Challenge goes up. Trade is good. We'll take that. Defiance is grumbling. Is better. And you get a bunch of money. We are loyal. Have we not always given you the best advice? I mean, you've definitely given me the advice. Fortunately, no plague is reported in Thalassus or anywhere else along the coast. 2 months later, the Navy board the quarantine ship and find nothing but corpses. We were supposed to give them food and stuff! Come on! What was that all about? That sucked, come on! Alright, season's end, here we go. We get to decide which objects get built now. There is quite a lot of this going on, huh? Truly the advice of all time. Let's see. Lower the king's authority. At least 5. So these two are directly in conflict with each other. I mean, stability would be nice. I would love for this library here. Here we go. Show me what you got. You guys have to do it now, sorry. Okay. So we're starting it up then. Library is going in real good. That works out. Fund B for 2,000. Looks like that's where we're going, huh? Does anybody want to try to fund a different one? Hey, you got a theater! That brings the authority down, because yes, it would. I think you're allowed to fund multiple objects as well with the money that you have. I'm broke now. Well, you did throw quite a lot of money into that library, huh? This is a shame, but, you know. Well, we've got 13 seconds left. It seems like we're going to be getting a library and a theater. People need to read. It's for sure. Listen, people need books and people need circus. Those are the two things that people need. Here we go. So we got a library. 2,000 gold from the Lord of Mars. Excellent. And we got the theater as well. Nice. We only ever get 2 at a time, though, remember, so. Okay, the crab bubble bursts. I was waiting for that. Oh, that is very entertaining. Let's see. About your heir. Let's do the crab bubble first. Bad news, Your Majesty. A new reef has been discovered which is overflowing with millions of jeweled crabs. Crab prices are crashing catastrophically. The entire kingdom will suffer financially, Your Majesty, with the exception of a few patricians. Curiously, Lord Patrician Miharkula, the very same patrician who first began the crab craze, recently sold all his crabs at a huge profit just days before the crash. Miharkula, how dare you! Thank goodness you didn't invest. I couldn't have done it anyway. Miharkula, you stock market fixer. Something must be done. You summon your council to discuss the crab price crisis. Many assembled nobles have invested heavily in the crab market and they're casting furious glances at the patricians' benches. It's voting time! Bail out the businesses, that we should not definitely do. Let the coast suffer the full consequences of the crisis. Or arrest Miharkula and confiscate his ill-gotten gold. What's Miharkula looking like right now? 1,700 gold. Miharkula hasn't been here for a while, so it might be the best choice to arrest Miharkula. And by doing this, you'll get the money as well. There's an ad going on. Oh no, what the worst. Oh no, bad timing. Bad timing. Well, I'll just let it go on for a little while longer after the ads. Yeah, we'll have to wait for the ads to end there, and we'll just let it go on for a little while longer after that. Arrest? My fellow patrician? I could never! Vote C. Just very slowly sets the card on the table. I couldn't possibly arrest him. Picks up the card. Arrest him. Oh, that was amazing. We're going to let this go for another couple seconds here just to give everyone who was affected by the ads an opportunity to play. The Mountain Dew here in Germany seems to be less high fructose corn syrup sweet. I see Egan is going in to try to get the businesses bailed out. But like, the crab market, that was, if you invested in crabs, that was your fault. That was basically Dogecoin. All right, we're gonna be, here we go. Welcome back, Night Gardenia. Okay. Arrest Miharkula and confiscate his ill-gotten gold. Your soldiers storm Miharkula's opulent mansion, arresting him and confiscating his ill-gotten crab gold. The trial will be held as soon as possible. Defiance on the coast is bad. Stability is down. That's not great. Outraged patricians protest that your actions are illegal and make a mockery of the law. Don't they know you're the king? Oh boy, we are in a dangerous place. Because all they need to beat now is 9. And this is already happening. So, the barons have... Well, wow, yeah. Everyone can throw down for a revolt at this point. Ugh. The Kurth captain that you allowed to stay in the capital, the one who traded those weapons, she has been the cause of some concern. Nobles have complained that she has been rude and confrontational. She does not know royal etiquette after all. That's a mockery of the law, Cosmo. Outrageous! Has voted to jail my fellow patrician. Oh, amazing. Worse, some suspect her of being a Kurth spy. I will have a word with her. You find Oread pacing the halls, far from her assigned chambers. I heard you were causing trouble. And where did you hear that? It doesn't matter. I just have a lot to ponder. I'm the king, surely I can do something. Talk to me like that again and I'll have your head in a basket. This is definitely a spectrum here. Surely I can do something. I appreciate the offer, your majesty, but I must deal with this myself. Please, excusez-moi. She walks away without another word, leaving you to ponder her secrets. Well, I guess let's find us an heir. Despite everything, you still refuse to get married. It's unwise. Oh, this is the...
Despite everything, you still refuse to get married. It's unwise, but I'm willing to accept that I can't persuade you otherwise. There's one other thing you're missing, however, something even more important than a spouse. An heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins.
I'm pretty sure I have an illegitimate child laying around somewhere. I plan to adopt a low-born child from the orphanage. That's what we're doing.
The nobles won't be too happy with a low-born child being elevated to the status of a royal.
Hey, if it isn't Vol, welcome to class, Vol. I'm glad to see you. Go ahead and take a look at the pinned comment to see how you can get involved in the game today.
I urge you to reconsider.
None of them are happy already, and everyone's got the opportunity to do a coup right now anyway, so...
I'm sure history will remember you as a champion of the people, if it remembers you at all. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
No, by all means, Vol. I am very, very happy to, to have you here no matter what. It's like, dang, all right, Mom, for sure.
Oh, why don't you pop out a kid already?
Alright, this is the end of the world, it looks like. In the grand hall of Baroness Knight of the Gardens Castle, a number of figures are hunched around the hearth, plotting away.
Has the council agreed to hear our military reform proposals yet? No, not yet. The kingdom is too distracted with foolish business. If we can help calm things down for a moment, we'll get our chance.
I won't do a coup yet. The Baron's aim is to raise stability to at least 5. That would be nice. I would love that. Somewhere along the coast, Lord Patrician Miharkula strolls in his olive grove. You got arrested, Miharkula! Emmy's voice sure has changed. Yeah, yeah. Miharkula got arrested, though. The council demanded a shake-up, but the king resists all calls to replace his advisors.
There's little we can do while the king holds out, but something tells me his position is not as strong as he thinks.
Arrested? They're a noble. They don't get arrested. Yeah, they just pay a fine. Crime is just something with a fee attached. The patrician's aim is to lower authority to 4 or less. Well, this is not great. Okay, that's a better voice. Fair enough, fair enough. Let me see here. We're gonna bribe the patricians in order to get some defiance down. We might also... I don't want to bribe everybody. Food time. Oh, excellent! Sister Ageha, you've gotten your thing delivered, I see. This one is a... This is a disaster. This is a disaster. Anyone who wants more defiance, ask for cruel tax. I don't need to bribe the counts. I don't trust... I don't trust anybody right now. I don't trust anyone. Because everyone's military is a little too high for my liking right now. The patricians still have the opportunity to stage a coup if they wanted to. Oh, everything's up in the capital then. This is nice. Don't have to travel very far. Boy, did I lose a lot of money there, though. Boom! A new festival. Your Majesty, I was going through the history books and found the most interesting tidbit. During the reign of Queen Aiga, the kingdom held a huge parade in honor of all the regions coming together. It was called the Day of Kinship, and it was quite the party. Lots of drinking and dancing. I have proven myself to be a heretic and a hedonist. Yes, but it wasn't about that. With all the visitors who came to the capital, the city flourished. I hear it made things much more harmonious across the kingdom, too. I suggest we reinstate the Day of Kinship. I never need a reason for a party. Don't give us a reason to stage a coup and we'll be your best friends. The question is, how much money do you want to spend on the Day of Kinship? I'm sure the nobles will have opinions on the subject. Ah, boy. I'm gonna go bankrupt. We are going to veto that one. Either defiance goes down, or authority goes down. I feel like this is good either way. Alright, everybody, give us the votes for either B or C. That's exclamation point vote followed by B or C. We are starting to get the votes to roll in. The cheapest parade possible does seem a little bit disingenuous. I do like the idea of spending some money. 7 out of 11 is not bad. We'll wait for another 5 or 6 seconds, just in case. And there we go. Alright then, so a respectable amount of money. The treasurer nods, scribbling down notes. Defiance can't go lower. The march is so good. Alright, here we go. Still walkers, jugglers. She and the Chancellor leave in deep conversation. Soon, word of the Day of Kinship spreads all across the kingdom. Guests are already planning their outfits. We want what's best, which is modernization. I suppose that is not untrue. Here we go. This is, Count... Okay, so Sister Ageha. Your Highness, you are of course the greatest king of this century. What do you want? Your Highness, I seek only to tell you the truth as I see plain. But your power could be even greater. Play that, John. Yeah, you guys are doing pretty okay, all things considered right now. Death comes for us all, but what if it didn't have to? What if you could be the greatest king for all millennia? I won't lie, that sounds delightful. I don't know if that's even possible. There you may be wrong, Your Highness. I happen to possess some knowledge that may interest you greatly. There are opportunities beyond what any of us had imagined. If you are strong enough to take them, I can arrange more meetings so that we may discuss this matter further. The door bursts open. Ah, so she got to you first. No matter. The Counts have agents everywhere, and they've been building up your strength. But here's something more sinister afoot. Their ultimate aim is to recruit you into a cult of immortal blood drinkers. What a tale. All we want is to help the king. I'd like to hear more about this. Countess Sister Ageha shoots you a quick smile and a nod. The High Inquisitor looks furious. Are you going to listen to the church? No, of course not. Heck the church. This is heresy of the highest order. The council must know. Huh. Well, I can't veto this one. Prevent the Counts from seeking private audiences with the king, delay the scheme for a season, or leave the Counts to their business. We're gonna do this. There we go. Now, we can leave the Counts to just do what they like. You like drinking and food so much, why would you want to give that up for blood? I mean, it's party every day, party every day up here. Patricians vote A. Wow, wow, wow. I apparently must officially refuse the cult. Dang, yeah, that was coalition right there. The patricians and the barons are both like, no, absolutely not. The Counts will remember this. 6 of you. The nobles leave you no choice. You sign a statement saying that you're not interested in immortality, not one bit. Authority goes down. That's bad. Alright, well, bounty hunters we go. Not because we want you immortal, but because it served our agenda. I do not want to party forever, he lied. He signed the contract, but his fingers were crossed behind his back. Your Majesty, these good folk are bounty hunters, representing the Republic of Kirth, they say. Authority going down is a good thing, yes, but not when all my scores are low.
King Cosmo Bergamot, we greet you humbly.
Tell me more about Kirth.
It is lovely this time of year. You should visit. Lots of rain, but we make do. As for more important matters, we are searching for someone. A fugitive, you might say. Last we heard, she went by the name Oread.
What kind of fugitive?
The ships under her command are property of the Republic of Kirth, as is their cargo.
Well, I did make a deal.
As we feared. Still, perhaps we can work out a deal? The Grand Pensionary of Kirth is offering a large bounty for the return of this woman, and we are sure that an esteemed king such as yourself would not risk drawing Kirth's ire.
I don't know, my military is pretty darn good right now.
As proof of our goodwill, we will even allow you to keep the firearms that were stolen.
Discreetly pay the hunters to take someone else. Boy, oh boy. I'm gonna let you guys decide this one without my choice at all. Because I like Oread. She seems pretty cool. On the other hand, I'm also kind of not scared of them because we stole all of their guns and cannons. I see everyone is on the side of keeping Oriet around. I don't think there is a possibility for C to not win now. Excellent, excellent. Kirth is sus. You're not wrong. Alright, well this works out. The bounty hunters do not take long to consider your offer. They return to Kirth with the head of a nameless prisoner. You hope officials back in the Republic will be none the wiser. I'm broke now. Oriet decides to stay in the kingdom, offering her advisory services to your navy as payment for sparing her. The coast's military goes up, and now I am gonna get wrecked. End the season, here we go. You made a promise and you should keep your promises. While playing a game of chess in an austere castle, 2 counts of the East discuss their schemes against the crown.
Most pleasing, the king is drunk with power. But I was thinking, should we really show the king the true secrets of our group?
I thought that was the point. Immortality and all that.
Yes, but those secrets are meant to be, well, kept secret. What if we pulled the wool over his eyes?
Open to counts of the East only. So, my dear counts, you guys get to decide. Are we going to kill the king? Or are we going to give the king the immortality? Person talking to Ageha has pink hair, give that back. Now, do you want my king dead, like me dead? Pandy is not here anymore and Miss Aoi is gone. So, there we go. Pandy might not be here anymore. I don't actually know. Excellent. You guys already have a big sort of farming anyway.
Yes, I'll begin appeasing the spirits of the soil, but first we must enrich our lands. By Xenia's ashes, it won't be long now.
For the final stage of their scheme, the counts must raise their farming to 10. Well, you guys are really on the way there. At least one region has entered the final stage of their scheme. If they pass it, they'll win the game. There are some exceptions. If 2 or more regions pass a final scheme stage, the winner will be decided at random. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0 and a final scheme passes at the same time, the scheme takes priority. If a rebellion ends with a rebellion win and a final scheme, the scheme takes priority. Okay. The monarch can only win in ambition events, which will appear after you've acquired an heir. So I just straight up cannot win. Royal gamble. Don't like that. After voting, nobles can change their minds and vote for a different option. I kind of don't need any of these, huh? Kind of don't need it. If you can't win, at least you can gain immortality. That's true. Dire Straits, the Crab Trial, and the Day of Kinship. The Day of Kinship's going to be something. That's the secret win. Very good.
Your Majesty, the Day of Kinship has arrived. Today the regions will come together to honor the achievement of Queen Aiga, the Reconciliator.
And to celebrate me, of course. This will be the best festival the capital has ever seen.
Absolutely, Your Majesty.
Visitors gather eager for a spectacle. Stallholders set up shop along the streets, selling food from across the kingdom.
Your float awaits, Your Majesty.
You ascend the steps to your parade float. It's as tall as a small cottage and wider than an elephant. 10 horses wait at the ready to pull it forward. Suddenly, a crossbow bolt comes out of nowhere and strikes you directly in the forehead. You choose to build a statue of the nobles of different regions cooperating. Upon the float stands models of nobles, happily shaking hands and proudly surveying buildings they've ordered. You take your place at the front. There we go. Not if we coup the king first, jeez. The horses drive forward and the crowd roars, but not with excitement. Someone throws a rotten apple at the side of your float. It's followed by more old fruit and clods of horse dung. Your drivers hurry the float along as fast as they can to save you embarrassment. As you make your way around the capital, the other floats follow in your wake. The marcher float looks like a forest growing up a mountainside. Upon it, the barons are eating a lavish feast. Class statue? Honestly, that's what I'm saying, right? Blasphemy in your chat? Certainly not. We'll have them, I don't know, imprisoned or something. Occasionally, Lord of Mars 1 throws a chicken leg or a honey cake down to a peasant. Upon the eastern float sits a model of the Black Spire, the tower originally built by Queen Xenia. Pandemies and the other caped counts stand around it, each holding a flaming torch. None of them look particularly festive. The coastal float is in a singular crest of an ocean wave. Aegon Rovey and the other patricians are dressed in shimmering chiffon and shiny brocade, masks dripping with jewels. The whole thing glitters in the sunshine. By the time your parade reaches the lush gardens of St. Cyrenius Park, it's sunset. Towering bonfires banish the dusk. Very jolly, Your Majesty? The Chancellor has been looking forward to this for weeks. Can I get you a drink? Get me many drinks. A couple, just the one, or not right now. I feel like just the one is fine. Don't drink, it's poisoned? Don't drink, it's poisoned. Not right now. What now, Your Majesty? The night's young. Let's get turned. If I go out dancing, I'm gonna get stabbed in the back. Let's go dancing. Hey, it's Egan. Aegon. Always a pleasure, Your Esteemed Highness. Please join us. You join the dancing nobles and peasants. The musicians strike up a new tune, a real crowd pleaser. Be the best dancer, find someone to flirt with, or dance a little and go home. We need authority to be 4. This feels like a bad choice, but I feel like we're kind of coming up to the end of this reign of the King Cosmo anyway. Find someone to flirt with. There are plenty of gorgeous people around, and everyone's eager to get close to a king. Authority is now dubious. That's fair. Ask several people back to the palace. Oh no! I mean, I know I said that I was like a hedonist and I just wanted to party all the time, but like, oh boy, Your Majesty, we be flirtin'. Oh, this is a family-friendly stream, you guys. Classes is say so. Most based, Your Majesty. What do you guys think we should do? Are we... This isn't an official vote, but what do we think we'd ought to do here? If I head home alone, it would just be like me going out and teasing a bunch of the peasants and then leaving. We've got several. Yeah, that seems to be about right. Alright, here we go. Why limit yourself? Oh, it's a jester. Why limit yourself to just one invitation? You gather the most beautiful partygoers you can find and bring them to your chambers in the palace. After a busy and pleasant evening, you drift off to sleep. I think his lordship has expressed his desire for sowing his royal wild oats. Boy, oh boy. The Chancellor opens it. Your Majesty, oh my God. How many? Somebody throws a shoe at him. Get out of here. Oh, God. Your Majesty. Your Majesty, there are some matters that... Oh, Ninth God! Apologies, I'll come back when you're, in more formal attire. Your advisors won't be able to look you in the eyes for some time, but the nobles were happy to show off. A successful day of kinship indeed. Everyone hated me. It's because the authority was low. Oh God, that sucked. Oh, that was amazing. Alright, crab trial time. Miharkala, you are on trial. After months of delay, Lord Patrician Miharkala is finally due to stand trial for his crab-related market manipulation. It sounded like you had a good time anyway. Yeah, man, we played Magic the Gathering all night. It's Cappy time. r/brand new sentence. This is a section that we need to go back and watch when I'm not muted in a meeting. Oh boy. You stand accused of perpetrating fraud and tricking hundreds into buying expensive crabs. How do you plead? I am guilty only of making money, so I broke a few laws along the way. Is that a crime? Not for rich people. Hey, if it isn't Vozov. Well, thank you for coming to class today, Vozov. Go ahead and take a seat in the classroom wherever you like and take out your notes. I see you have already joined in. Let's see where you popped in for us. Vozov is now part of the Counts. Man, the Barons are just really kind of not getting the numbers they need here. Yes, obviously. I pronounce you guilty as charged, and your fate will be decided by the king. Pardon, imprison, or execute. This is rigged. Miharkula, no. Miharkula, yes. Defiance goes up, but authority goes up. That's at least something. Rigged. He's a little goofy goober. Defiance will go up for the patricians. Yeah. Pardon is probably best, but I do kind of want a little bit more authority. We're gonna imprison him. Lord Patrician Miharkala is dragged away in chains, wailing for clemency. Most of the watching nobles agree that justice has been done, except for the patricians, of course. Hey, I'm credible now! Look at that! Please, your majesty, Miharkula has young children. Who is supposed to pay for the upkeep of his villa? Miharkula II has joined the council. Amazing! Oh, that's very good. Dire straits. Let's see what's going on here. Your Majesty, we're broke. We can't even afford to pay our sweepers. The capital streets are overflowing with trash. What can we do? Fortunately, Baroness the Sharky Amy has offered to lend a hand. The march is with you, my liege. If we can help this beautiful city, we will. Miharkala, you got arrested for fraud. While you were gone, you got arrested for fraud. Your child has now taken your place. Now then, how can funds be raised to keep the capital in good shape? Strongly encourage donations from wealthy barons. Ask the faithful of the march to make a pilgrimage to the capital. Faith is gonna be not the greatest. Host a street festival for marcher merchants does seem like it might be nice. Strongly encourage donations from wealthy barons. I was framed. No, you admitted to it, Miharkula. Unfortunately, you admitted to it. You said my crime was, I am only guilty of making money. Sure, I committed a few crimes along the way, but is that illegal? You've got gold dinner plates, you can sell your stuff. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking, right? We host a street festival. That's probably the way to do it. Let's do it that way. Someone cloned me. Yeah, so go ahead and have some votes, please. I see, that the patricians are trying really hard to just, undermine my authority yet again. Thank you so much for coming to class, Sister Agehai. It is always a pleasure to have you around. And, just in time, Alpha Evil joins in. Welcome to class, Alpha Evil. Go ahead and take a seat wherever you like in the classroom and take out your notes. I see that nobody voted for the thing that I said. Did you expect us to do anything else? Well, if it's between these two, then it looks like I will have to take the C, huh? Voting tied at 4, which means I choose. Thank you for coming in at the last second there, Alpha Evil. I appreciate it. We will take the strong encouragement. Baroness the Sharky Emmy's mouth falls open.
Your Highness, that wasn't... Your Highness, that wasn't entirely what I...
Well, yes, well, thank you so much, generous barons. Hey, thank you again so much for... Night Gardenia, you really do keep everyone's tuition paid all the time, don't you? I really appreciate your support, Night Gardenia. You are the best. And it looks like Jenny got the gift sub, which is very good. And to add to that, we are only 3 subs away from the Star Student Praise video. I serve the march above all. You're a fool! Beaming, she hurries the Baroness Emmy out of the chamber. Grumbling from the barons grows to a dull roar. Well, I got a whole bunch of money. But also now everyone hates me. And this is bad because now the coup is going to happen. Better fool in March than king in the swamps. Wow. Will you do my tuition in 2 days too? Well, we will see. Well, this is getting kinda bad. We'll have to see how it turns out. Is it time to rebel? Well, I hope not. We might have an heir, though. Here we go. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with nervous silence. My adopted low-born child. That will do. The silence continues, excepting a few stifled coughs. After the awkward pause that is stretched out to a minute, there's finally some sporadic applause. The nobles don't appreciate you inducting a low-born child into the royal family, but whether they like it or not, by designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Stability goes up a little bit. And everyone disliked that. Baron Alpha Evil, who just came in. My liege, may I be the first to congratulate you on adopting an heir. What is their name? Cosmo Bergamot II. Huzzah, your highness, you chose an heir to your throne. I'm sure little Cosmo Bergamot II will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. I think I'm going to get killed before that happens. Count Vosov. Your Grace, we're being overrun. Not by sword and spear, mind you, but by hogs. A particularly virulent breed of wild Tavalinese hogs, to be precise. Hogs indeed. They terrorize our farmlands and forests alike. They even attack our farmers when they're feeling particularly brave. The council must do something. 30 to 50 feral hogs. They do need to learn how to hunt, honestly. Introduce a new species? I mean, I feel like we did that with the cats before and it worked. Leave it be, call a great culling. Trade down and farming down does not sound good. Arm the farmers with weapons. We do have a ton of guns. Like, we do have a whole bunch of... Alright, we do this. Arm the farmers. Your military is 7. That's not bad. So, go ahead and let's do a vote. Y'all, the Vamps need farming to win. It's true, the vampire people do need farming to get their win. B is smarter. Perhaps. But also, like, wouldn't it be funny to just be like, okay, all of you farmers, here is a gun. I see none of the counts have voted, despite there being several of them. Let's let another 10 seconds go to see if any of the counts would like to vote. This is just so rude. Let's arm the folks. Honestly, though. Alright, well, here we go then. Voting has closed. Welp, it looks like we don't get to do anything about it. Left unchecked, the hogs continue to spread, wreaking havoc on the eastern ecosystem. Farming goes way down. Oh, jeez. If I weren't being strategic, absolutely arm the farmers. However, yeah, that makes sense. Though they eventually settle into an ecological niche and stabilize without spreading to other regions, the new balance comes at a heavy cost. I am sorry. Genuinely. Well, low on lumber it is. Here we go. Your Grace, will you tell these superstitious barons to get over themselves and let us harvest their trees? We need the woods for our craftspeople. I've told you 1,000 times, Count. That forest is thoroughly haunted. You'll damn us all if you go logging there. But you sold us a logging contract, and said contract has no exclusions for haunting. Interesting. Your Majesty, the barons can't be allowed to wiggle out of their commitments. That's true. The counts have a contract and may go logging. That is my choice. Boom. I mean, you guys have a contract. Like, you signed it over. Like, it's a contract. You guys have to follow your contracts. Lord of Mars, aren't you already here? There you are. You are still here. Rev, you didn't vote. You just said you were voting. Rev just kicks in and goes, I have an opinion, and then says nothing. This really is not turning out well for me. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's... Okay, we're getting a little bit of dissent within the barons. But nevertheless, it seems like that's what we're gonna do. Here we go. A hunting reserve? That's not what we asked for. We need lumber, you fools! The King Cosmo Bergamot Friendship Reserve doesn't really get off the ground, as the barons avoid it out of fear and habit. Still, at least it keeps the counts from hacking it down. I didn't... Okay, that breaks the contracts. The contracts! Okay, here we go. Let's find out how it goes. The ninth god has finally answered our prayers, my friend. The council demands that the king's advisors resign, and the king is too weak to resist. Our replacements are waiting in the wings. Oh no, play that John. Magic garden obtained, so we may have. Once our advisors surround the king, we'll have complete control of what he hears. We will shape his reality. We'll treat the king like a mushroom, keep him in the dark and feed him. Now, let's not be vulgar. The question is what to do with this control. Okay, patricians. Turn the king into a figurehead, or force the king to abdicate. Mushroom King. Yes, it is I, the Mushroom King, king of the Mushroom Kingdom, where Bowser often kidnaps my daughter? The Mushroom King only really ever gets mentioned in, like, Super Mario Land 3. What stability? Ah, there we go. Sorry. Yes. Oh, you guys can have some more time for this, I think. Raise stability or raise others' defiance. Well, it seems like you guys have done a... You guys have done your vote, so here we go. Okay, so it looks like you guys are going to try to kick me off the throne. Once we've taken over the king's inner circle, we'll convince him to abdicate, for the good of the kingdom, of course. Of course, and appoint our claimant in his place, I assume. Indeed. Won't the other regions be furious? Not if they despise the current king. They'll welcome a new monarch with open arms, even if it's a coast dweller. The patricians must raise other regions' defiance to a combined total of 10, or ensure another region begins a rebellion. Welp! This isn't going to be great. Stability would be nice. It would be rad if we did, like a library. Another library would be good. Another library would be rad. I would love a library. Let's see how it shakes down. I want the stability just as much as you do, barons. I would like it a lot. Like, I want a lot of it. Aqueduct and observatory kills faith. That actually is very funny when you can see space. All the people who are like, oh, but God, though, are like, hang on, maybe not actually God, though. Oh, this is very funny. Oh, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Suddenly a lot of things are happening. Okay. So it looks like our current winners are library and stadium. And stadium only by a small amount. But it looks like that's what we get. We got library and stadium. Okay, well, military down is always good for me. Stability up, I will take. Okay, boy oh boy. I sure am ready to get killed in my sleep here. A horrible haunting, this seems good. During a meeting with the council nobles, a commotion erupts as Count Aoi lets out a piercing scream. By the blood of the dead! By the blood of the... I can't do Aoi's voice. Drakov's bones, it's here! It's here! They faint away, falling to the ground with a crash. What were they blabbering about? Someone fetch water! A servant runs for water and holds it to Aoi's mouth. I thought I'd be safe from it here, but unfortunately... When we built that observatory on my land, some manner of specter was disturbed, and it's made me its target. Why would a ghost care about you? Ugh, are we really entertaining this nonsense? I hear voices, Your Highness, little pinpricks at the back of my mind. Just now I saw a horrid gray shape hanging over me, its face a rotting mask. We're too old for campfire tales, are we? I beg you, your grace and gathered nobles, come to my aid. We must banish this wraith. Ignore, research, Or send an inquisitor. Well, our faith is not going to be doing super great. You're high, dude. I was just over here, like, straight up, like, eating a whole bunch of mysterious mushrooms or something. I'll let you guys deal with how this goes down, because, frankly, I think having a ghost would be good. Let's see how it goes. Welp. It seems like Defiance Up is the plan here, huh? Yep, it seems like Defiance Up is the plan, huh? I would love to research the land and see what the ghost is. I'm so sorry, Miss Emmy. Your loyalty has been noted. Oh, play that, John. You've already voted C. Whoop. Alright, well. I guess this is it. This is how we go. There is a law that I could do that would allow you to change your vote. Looks like we're just gonna leave it be.
Blood and stars, why does this confounded council never take count seriously?
Oh boy. Well, that's that. Alpha Evil laughs behind his hand. So this is not working out for me. My ambition. Here we go. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a peacekeeper, but so far you've not convinced anyone. The kingdom is still on the brink of chaos, Your Majesty. Everyone's defiance goes up. Your current ambition isn't working out for you. If you want to stop the nobles from overthrowing you, you need to pivot, change your image. Your other advisors have some ideas. We should crush these disloyal nobles, smash their armies, and force them to submit. Your Majesty, if you help us spread the zeal of the ninth god, the church will lend our full support. With the backing of the church, the nobles wouldn't dare move against you. You should drink blood and be immortal. Here's another idea. Declare war on the Ashmedian Empire. The nobles will forget their schemes if you win. Don't listen to the rest of these fools. Have you heard of the Scepter of Sages? It's a lost artifact forged by Queen Alma the Wise. There's a legend that any king who recovers it will rule over a golden age. Have another party with multiple interactions. Maybe you should abdicate, actually. She literally dresses like a coast dweller. Honestly, right? I think she's actually one of the coast plants. Faith and trade seems... Authority is not great. Like your King Deanna Jones. Honestly, I like the idea of the king going off and being an adventurer for a while. That's the thing about it, Cross. The treasurer is supposed to be part of my inner council and not part of any of the other lands. The Green of Trade, indeed. Definitely not a patrician whatsoever. Farming is good and military is good. But I do we're gonna go after the scepter. The marshal is red like the barons, it's true. Farming! Is it a coincidence they're all colored like the three types of nobles? It's entirely possible. Purple, except for my like main advisor over here, the Chancellor, who is just in black, but he's got a little bit of purple. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin sending out adventurers to track down the scepter's location. Archbishop doesn't dress orange for some reason. Want to take a guess why? But adventurers aren't cheap. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's overall faith and trade as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Well, I'm kind of screwed for that. Your Highness, I've come to submit a complaint about the Counts of the East. Lately, they've been neglecting their tithes. I'm not a debt collector. Who do you think the common folk will blame if the church starts failing? Me? No, your highness, they'll blame you alone, especially if I tell my priests to spread the word that you refuse to help a holy man in need. I absolutely hate this guy. I hate this guy. Go away, you irritating old fart. Everything goes down here. I feel like this is the thing that's going to, like, crush my kingdom. But also, I hate this guy. Go away, you irritating... I have never been so... You will regret your words and your deeds. I'll see to it personally. Goodbye. Faith is now agnostic. See, that's about right. Defiance is now mutinous. No tithe, no tithe, no tithe. You tell him, your majesty. The archbishop soon proves the truth of his words. Throughout the kingdom, priests preach to their flock that the king is a baby kicker and devil worshipper. The gullible peasants lap it up. All right, well, we're really not doing great here. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. King Cosmo the partier, I guess. Oh boy, I'm not going to be able to get these guys to below 10, because this will go to 4 and this will go to 5, which is still enough. I'm out of meeting and can turn on sound. Welcome back, Knight Gardenia. I apparently am a baby-kicking devil worshipper. Bribe, Counts, and Marsh. Harsh tax coast. If I do that, their defiance goes up. These guys' defiance goes down. Yeah, this is dangerous. I'm gonna have so little money, though. You have our military versus theirs. I suppose this is true. This is true. And of course, the barons are pretty darn loyal, all things considered, from the beginning. You sure you want to do that, my liege? This is hard. We cannot rebel. I'm so glad the class is enjoying. It's a good game, you know, and everyone gets to participate. The problem here is my combined number is 7. So, like, anyone right now can just rebel. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We bribe the barons, their defiance goes down. We are loyal to the crown. If Coast rebels, we'll crush them. I mean, the barons have been pretty loyal the whole time, like, with the shark as the leader up there. Like, Miss Emmy has been very good. We should not take the words of Alpha Evil. I say this because they're getting in the way of our schemes. Oh, this is amazing. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. I am sorry, you guys over here. My fist can get in the way of your face. I feel bad doing anything like cruel tax, so maybe we just do normal tax for now. Cause taxes are dumb. I hate tax. Fine. This will be fine. Aggrieved. Very good. Alright, rebellion report. Here we go. One or more regions are able to rebel as their defiance status higher than both authority and stability. If the rebels get more victory... Oh! That's what it is. It's not 4 plus 3, it's 4 or 3, whichever is higher. Riot in court sounds like tripping legs of old men. If the Loyalists get more victory points than the rebels, they'll put down the rebellion and continue the game. If multiple regions rebel and win, a vote between the two. Okay. Okay. Regions with a high military stat are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0, the rebels will win the civil war. Excellent. Well... Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Here we go. If your scheme is good, consider not rebelling. It looks like you can, vote to rebel if you would like to do so. By, typing !rebel. In the meantime, rebelling just wins the game for the coast, so it's not in anyone's interest to rebel. That's true. Your Majesty, I have the most exciting news. Our hired adventurers have discovered an ancient manuscript hidden deep beneath the mountains. It speaks of the Scepter of Sages and was written by Queen Alma herself. Worried about what would happen to the kingdom after she died, she hid the Scepter of Sages, so her enemies couldn't find it. Good work, Treasurer. It's in a warren of caves within the Black-Wheeled Forest, Your Majesty, near to the capital. It's been under our noses this whole time. I've taken the liberty of sending out more adventurers. They'll clear the area and get inside. We're close. I can feel it. Something's wrong. I can feel it. Ah, this is almost bracing. I usually don't get to do this sort of thing. I'm usually stuck in my office all day. I like the Treasurer. She's cool. As soon as the adventurers return, the Treasurer comes to tell you the news. Have they found anything? Most delightful... Oh, we succeeded! They found a golden door beneath the forest, which matches the description. Us patricians don't win automatically if we rebel, only if others rebel. Not that we would. We are loyal to our king. This is fair. So have we got the scepter. Wonderful. The scepter should be hidden within. But the Scepter of Sages can only be found by a monarch who is strong of purpose and true of heart. How do you prove it? Queen Alma wrote a ritual for the monarch to prove themselves worthy of the scepter. If we go to the cave, I can read out the relevant passages while you set it all up. You make the arrangements, bringing a procession of horses, food, drinks, adventurer guides, and a little traveling desk for the treasurer to the Black-Wheeled Forest. The adventurers lead you inside the cave, holding flaming torches to light your way. Soon the tunnel grows horribly cramped, and you bend double to squeeze through. We are loyal to the utmost extent. You walk for what feels like hours. Either way, it's best for us patricians to not choose to rebel and instead keep it our scheme. Since we're so close, if we voted on the same topic, we'll surely win. This is fair. We are in ad right now, so I don't want to go any further before ad goes out. But we'd probably... Well, we'll see what happens right here is what we're going to do. My internet is positively dying. Oh no, Rev, I'm so sorry about it. Well, let's see what happens. Just as you might have lost hope, you reach a golden door exactly as the adventurers described. How close are the barons? The barons need stability to be 5. It will open only for the faithful. Close your eyes, Majesty. Concentrate. Failed! Blast! Maybe if we go back to the palace and pray for guidance. You return to the surface far more quickly than you descended, blinking away tears in the sudden sunlight. To improve your chances of victory, focus on increasing the kingdom's faith as much as possible within the next 2 seasons. Ugh. The challenge will decrease in difficulty with each failed attempt. Well, so far no one is rebelling, which is good. Eaten by a tree sounds interesting. It's Contepandemies. Your Grace, Count Vovos has gone missing in the King Cosmo Bergamot Friendship Reserve. His servants say he was eaten by a tree. Oh no, Vazov has died, and Vazov's son, Vazov's child, has joined the council.
I warned you, didn't I? Those trees are clearly possessed by evil spirits of the primordial march.
Eaten by a tree, how does that work?
Look, I'm not a tree wizard. All I know is that it isn't natural.
We all love our faithless king. By quote-unquote evil spirits.
We need to burn this stupid grove to the ground before more people go missing. You won't go anywhere near it if you know what's good for you.
I tell you what, that grove actually probably has some sort of like some conspiracy stuff going on. Muster an army of loggers seems like it's the right idea there. That's what we're gonna try. A is the option of the day. Alpha has even highlighted that message. Well, well. This isn't even the magic I recommended the marsh for. Disregard Alpha. Vote A indeed. Well, find out how it goes. Listen, the counts are not really doing a lot of votes right now. Ah, there's one for Play That John coming in. Any more votes coming in? Seems Lord of Mars is stepping up as well. Disregard Emmy, she's cringe. I don't want farming decreased. This is fair, this is fair. Well, okay, well, it looks like this is as good as we get. Here we go. Because that's the only thing you could possibly do without getting that pretty head off that sweaty neck. Professor Ev is bullying me. I mean, you guys are nobles and kingdoms and stuff right now. So it looks like we're going to chop down the forest.
You can't just chop our trees down. This is all your fault to begin with, Pandy. We can and we will. Time to avenge Count Vovos.
This doesn't give him the right to bully the shark. That's true, that's true. Meanwhile, posters and flyers are put up all across the kingdom. Free magical lumber. Claim your complimentary wood axe from your local constabulary. Lifelessness not guaranteed. Hordes of lumberjacks, timber barons, tree fellas, and general axe-wielding nature haters descend on the place, much to the misfortune of the ancient tree grove. We succeeded at the thing. Nice.
You rotted cur! You will never win, and I'll make sure of it.
The Magic Garden. The trees put up more of a fight than most. Dozens of would-be entrepreneurs end their lives in a pool of bone-dissolving sap. That's wild, but it's not enough. The grove is no more. Whatever ancient secrets it held are lost to time, and the lumber is shipped across the kingdom. Trade goes up. Nice. These trees don't mess around. The Archbishop claims it is a religious victory over the remaining abominations of the Cursed Age. Faith does not go up, of course. Let's go and see what the Creeping Dread is. That's your garden. Oh no, Night Gardenia.
Your Grace, ignoring the ghost in my observatory has only made matters worse.
What's happening?
Terrible, it's terrible.
I never thought the counts would be so overwrought. Is there even proof of this so-called ghost's presence?
Every time I visit the observatory, a terrible cold spreads down the back of my neck, and then I hear a voice calling my name.
Your garden has bone-dissolving tree sap and tree bloodthirstiness. Careful now, our axes are for trees, but swords await your blood. Wow, there is some dissent in the ranks.
He claims to be my great-great-uncle Elia, who died last century in a dreadful hunting accident. He says if I don't pay attention, my lineage will be doomed and my name dishonored.
What do you know of this great-great-uncle Elia?
The family chronicles describe him as a bad-tempered old man with no sense of humor. An accurate portrayal judging by his ghost.
All right. Well then. Hire adventurers. Offer something valuable to appease the ghost. If the ghost wants Aoi to listen, they should do so. or destroy the observatory. Well, you guys tell me how this goes down. Wildflowers has to routinely burn the garden for a reason. That's fair. Rev, you need to do the exclamation point. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-bum. So we are somewhat split in our decision here, huh? Ba-da-da-ba-bum. I see we've got destroy the observatory going down. We need defiance down. I mean, it would be cool to just hire some adventurers to go deal with it. Hey, if it isn't Gooberfish as well. Welcome to the class, Gooberfish. I appreciate you coming on. Go ahead and take a seat in the classroom wherever you like and take out your notes. And welcome to the Counts. Wow, like, talk about having lots of people in that set of people, huh? Oh, there we go. Destroying the observatory is coming through as well then, huh? Well, let's see what we do. Too bad they aren't here. Yeah, several of them are currently gone. The observatory has to be destroyed. Soon the observatory is nothing but rubble. They really don't like me. Either way, animosity reigns. You can only hope the ghost is gone for good. Well, we are on the verge of rebellion here. Yeah, I know, the rebellion. By royal decree, change their minds, 15-second timer. How nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. Honestly, I feel like ours is still pretty good right now, huh? Honestly, you're just breaking down everything. Hey, listen, it is not my choice. I do not get to make decisions in this game. You guys. You are the ones that do it. Let's adopt this one. And we'll get rid of the extra vote, because at this point, I don't think it is that great. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just try not to destroy this kingdom meanwhile. Well, I mean... So actually, end of an era. Your Majesty, I am here to tender my resignation. But why? The Chancellor is the last of your old inner circle. It all happened so quickly. The Treasurer's resignation was last week. The Spymaster vanished without a trace. The Marshal has come down with a mysterious illness, and your physician thinks she'll be dead within a week. I am sorry, Your Majesty, but the Council has left me no choice. I am assured that my replacement will be most satisfactory. Goodbye, Your Majesty, and good luck. Fare thee well, old friend. You are left alone upon your throne. After a moment of bitter contemplation, the doors to the throne room swing open. Oh, it's Miharkula! Miharkula is the new Spymaster! And Rev is the Marshal? Oh my god! Oh, hi, Gabe. Thank you for coming in and bringing your aspiring mages. Oh, this is amazing. The game has just, like, this is, oh boy. Thank you everyone for coming in. It's, maybe not the best of time because the game is, I think, just about to end. Yeah, Rev gets to be in control of the armies. There we go. Miharkula, who might actually be here, is, right about to tell me. Oh no, it just so happens all your inner circle is coastal. Who could have foreseen this? We think the best thing you can do right now for the good of both the kingdom and your health is to abdicate. It's for the best. Nyx would make for a much better monarch, don't you think? Insubordination, behead them, or I have come to the same conclusion. Well, I guess that's the way to do it then.
Glad to hear it.
It's your best option, Your Highness. You've mismanaged the kingdom. Your authority is waning by the day. The nobles of the council are against you. Thank you so much for the follow, Alpha Evil. Welcome to the class. You can find your seat wherever you like it in the classroom. Speaking as your spy master, you'll be dead soon. Unless you gracefully give up the crown and go live on a farm somewhere, tending cabbages, shepherding your flock, etc. Sounds idyllic, right?
We'll even give you an annual stipend to live off at the taxpayer's expense. You'll never worry for money again. No catch.
Free money, no responsibility. Where do I sign? Miharkala II, Miharkala I was arrested and put in jail for fraud. Well, if I must. Your Majesty, this is the wisest decision you've ever made. You announce your abdication the next day to gasps from the gathered crowd. Within a week, Monarch Nyx has taken the throne. Give up your crown and go back to teaching. Honestly, that's pretty much what's happening. Within a month, you're living with Cosmo Bergamot II on a farm 10 miles from the closest village. No one out here knows your name or who you used to be. I can hear the venom in my voice. It's sublime.
We are Venom.
You are totally and utterly alone, except for Cosmo Bergamot II and the sheep. You don't hear much about how the kingdom is faring. You soon lose track of who's even on the throne. Instead of sleeping until mid-morning in a bed of silk, you're up at dawn mucking out the stables. Occasionally, some disease or disaster or grand war will sweep over your little slice of countryside, leaving nearby houses in ashes and friends in graves. That's just life. But then things will return to normal, and you know what? You're happy. Though sometimes, secretly, you do miss being king. The former king lived... Hey, we got... your advisors were replaced as part of the subterfuge scheme. Well, that was that, huh? The former king lived out the rest of his days on a farm far from the capital. It was a quiet life, but not without its pleasures. With their plans in tatters, the counts retreated to their castles to brood. Their olive branch was rejected, the secret of eternity that they had guarded for eons. They would not be so kind again. The barons' revolutionary plans for their new model army were quietly shelved, but not forgotten. Those blueprints will surely come in useful one day. The patricians eagerly occupied the power vacuum that Cosmo Bergamot left behind. With the coronation of Monarch Nyx, they hoped to have an iron grip on the kingdom. Well, thank you so much, Pandy, for the follow. I super appreciate it. You put Aquaman on the throne. That'll go fine, I'm sure. Listen, Aquaman's kingdom is great. Just ask... Miss Emmy, she lives in Atlantis. Such ambitions seldom go according to plan. King Cosmo Bergamot the Failure. 3 years, 0 months. No spouse. Successor was Monarch Nyx. Amazing. Well, I am pleased with how this turned out.
My words are venom, and my tongue pure...
Hang on, I'm not gonna say that bit. Pure platinum, there it is. Sad. You can click the other things below the ledger. Ah, this is the thing. There we go. Wealthiest noble was Miss Aoi. The poorest noble was Gooberfish, who just came in at the last minute. That's why. Good first try. This makes sense. And as for the kingdom... Authority 3, Stability 4. Not a good time. We did our best. It feels so bad I came back to the ending. Yeah, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I got run out of the kingdom and became a farmer. You may now continue a game. Completed games will create new saves where you can continue the story of your dynasty. Neat. Your second game will include dynasty events, which continue the story of previous events. Your nobles will return to their previous regions and keep their wealth. That's what we will do then. Now we have authority, so watch your words. You can also export your saved games for other players to import and play on the Continue Dynasty screen. We store these on our servers, so there's no need for copy-paste. That is really cool. Well, excellent. I'm sure I got some new customization options. Nothing for that. No masks yet either. Worry not about the noble life. Man, I think it'd be an amazing noble. Honestly, like, being a noble just means that you have money. My immortal butt doesn't recognize your authority. When you were a child, I was old, and when your bones turn to dust in your old crypts, I will remain. This is what Play That John thinks to himself. Wow, this was a fun game. We will do this one again, especially because there's more stuff. You will come to regret that. Oh, amazing. No, this is really good. We must absolutely do this again. We'll see if we can make this a regular thing. We'll do it on next week, yeah. This game on your stream will be detrimental to my work. Oh no. I am sorry for it. But let's, now that we are right about at the last bit of the thing. Oh, what was this? Oh, that was when I changed the scenes. It just played the thing again. But yeah, we will definitely come back again next time around. That is for certain. Let's go ahead and see who is doing what on Twitch now. I really appreciate you raiders that have come in. But unfortunately, this is right about at the end of our thing here. Which is such bad timing. Nevertheless, I really appreciate everyone who stayed for it, and it is super cool that you guys have. For anyone who is still interested in the idea, I've got... Night Gardenia, I was literally about to mention this. There are 2 subs left before we... Raider sub. This is true. Gabe definitely gets it. And thank you again, Gabe, for bringing your friends around. With 2 more subs, the sub goal is met, and I will make a video praising the star student, which may be you. Oh my god, that's right, I forgot. Gabe is doing scary games all spooky month. I didn't think Gabe was actually that good with scary games, so it's very, very fun to watch Gabe freak out about things. The star student is me. The star student is all of you. Every last one of you is my star student, and you've all done such a wonderful job. In the meantime, though, you know what we're going to go do. We're gonna go and say hello to Miss Ageha, because she has just started back up. So we're gonna go /raid Menhera Ageha, and she does long style, like, she will be on stream for a long time. She swears a little bit more than I do, which is to say that she swears at all. But let's go and say hello. For any of you who have not already clicked the follow button already, it would be super cool if you followed this channel so that you could maybe see some more things that are happening in the near future. I would be very happy to see a whole bunch of names on my class roster for the next stream, which will be on Saturday, when we are going to be doing a Risk of Rain collab. But yes, excellent. Let's do a raid message. We'll make it like this, and it will be... Welcome back to the clinic, Sister Ageha. And then a raid message like this. Kaboom! This is our raid message. Thank you everyone so much for coming in and hanging out. Even if you only hang out for a couple minutes, please say hi to Sister Ageha when you get there, because she did just restart back up, and it will be very cool to see her reactions. So yes, thank you everyone again so much. Don't forget. Oh, and thank you for everyone who is following right now. I super appreciate it. You guys are super cool. Don't forget to do your homework. We will see you next time.